Hey everybody, what's going on? Baru here, back inside of Borderlands, the pre-sequel, and today we're going to be continuing our Legendary Weapons Guide, and in this episode, we're going to be going over the Torrent. Now, the Torrent is a legendary Dahl SMG that can come in every single element, as well as a variety of grips and stocks, and we'll go over that in a little bit. Now, as far as farming this item, this is sort of a one-time encounter, but not in the same sense as every other boss. You will be able to farm this thing normally by saving and quitting and running back to the enemy, because this is a failable mission, and saving and quitting will fail the mission automatically, so all you will need to do is pick it up and go back to it. Now, as far as getting to the quest, let's go ahead and go over all the different steps that you will need to do in order to acquire this mission. Now, for your first step, what you're going to need to do is go to Jack's office and pick up a side mission called An Urgent Message. This will send you to the Hyperion Hub of Heroism to Professor Nakayama. So go ahead and head over there and do the steps that he requires. Now, once you've met up with Dr. Nakayama, he will have you defend him against a lot of waves of Dahl soldiers. Once those are clear, you will be able to send out the message to Handsome Jack and be able to turn in the mission, continuing on to the next one. After the message is sent, you will be able to turn in the mission An Urgent Message. After that, you'll be able to pick up the side mission Paint Job. This, you'll need to go to the Rosy Skinned Gun Loader and then give it to the Claptrap inside of Jack's office. Now, once Claptrap is done with painting on the wall and Jack has finished yelling at him, Nakayama will have you fetch a couple of flowers which are located just outside of Jack's office. As you can see here on the map, they're not too far away. Once you've done picking up the flowers, plant them on the outside of the entrance to Jack's office, and Jack will then have you burn the flowers. If you don't have a fire weapon, that's fine. One is provided for you. Once you have finished this step, you'll be able to turn in the side mission and pick up the one that will give you the quest to kill the boss enemy for the Torrent. Now, the side mission that you're going to be picking up afterwards is going to be called Kill Meg. This will have you kill Meg, and Meg is the one who's going to be dropping the Torrent SMG. Now, as far as farming this quest, it's relatively simple. If you complete the mission, you cannot farm Meg anymore. However, if you fail the mission, which you can do by simply saving and quitting after you kill the boss, the mission will automatically fail because you did not finish any of the remaining prerequisites. So all you need to do after you kill the boss is simply save and quit. You will not need to worry about backing up your save file unless you wish to do any of the side missions which are after this boss. As far as Meg herself, she does have a fairly decent amount of health, and the drop rate, I have heard, can be kind of stingy, but it does in fact drop. Now, with that all out of the way, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the SMG itself. Now, as far as the SMG itself, the Torrent is a Dahl SMG. Dahl weaponry benefits greatly from having Dahl parts on the weapon itself. This means the grip, its stock, its barrel. The sight, however, has no effect on the SMG itself, not that the Torrent spawns with one. Now, as far as your element, that is going to be based on whatever build that you are currently working on. However, as far as the actual parts on it, you're going to want to make sure that you have a Dahl grip and a Dahl stock. We're going to go ahead and flash what a perfect Dahl Torrent will look like. Now, this is what a perfect Dahl Torrent is going to look like. It's going to have that forward part on the just in front of the trigger that will signify what a Dahl grip looks like, as well as the Dahl stock on the back of it. This will give it reduced recoil beyond what it already has. On the back there, you can see on the other side, is the flying prefix, that little attachment on the right end of the gun. This is what you're going to ideally want, as flying will increase your fire rate as well as the projectile speed of the gun itself. Now, for using the Torrent inside of combat, this is a Dahl weapon, which means that you're going to want to make sure that you are always aiming down sights with Dahl weaponry, because Dahl weaponry will fire in a burst when it is aimed down sights rather than firing from the hip. Now, one thing that is very special about the Torrent is that it will fire its entire burst in just under half a second with little to no delay between bursts, meaning that you can empty the entire clip in a short amount of time. This will allow you to mow down enemies in a relatively quick fashion, especially on Nisha, who is good with pretty much any gun in general, but the Torrent really does shine with the auto-aim and the aim-down sights. You can use this gun while firing from the hip, but it is heavily not advised since you are basically wasting the special effect of the Torrent, but it is useful. Now again, as far as the element that you're going to want for this gun, it's primarily up to the build that you are using. I like to go with non-elemental so that way it can be used in pretty much every scenario, as the Torrent kind of justifies that kind of weapon, one that you just want to run around and mob with. So that is pretty much going to wrap it up for my guide on the Torrent. A little bit more production time went into this guide, and I hope you all can appreciate and enjoy that. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that like button to help support me in what I do, and don't forget to subscribe for future content. Again, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Later.